What's up? What's up? Happy Thursday, everybody. Oh, doing a little bit of impromptu live show tonight. Um, Starting things off with this dram, the Aaron 10. For those of you who are on the live stream on Tuesday, we had a pretty lively discussion about it. I was able to go find one. Opened it up earlier today. Did a recorded an uncorking review of it, and that will drop tomorrow on YouTube in the morning. But while I sip this, I got a package in the mail recently, and it looks like it is from a good friend of ours, Pass Whisky. I don't think there is a Donner Pass inside, so I'm just going to go ahead and guess that it might be some delicious samples. And so we're going to open that up relatively soon and see what delights Donner Pass has sent my way. I'm quite looking forward to it. He's sent me some really good stuff in the past, so we'll check that out. Looks like we got 5 folks in already, which is cool. Aaron 10 isn't a joke. For Patreon folks, you would have probably got this in your email box already. Who's the first in the door tonight? It's James Morgan coming from London. As am I, sir. As am I. How are you? Hey, speaking of, look who it is. The man of the hour, Donner Pass Whisky. What's up, buddy? I wonder if you've read between the lines on my live posting. You are the one sending the love from California, so I'm going to be checking that out, opening that up pretty soon here. Paul in Montreal is in the house, which is great. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you. Hope your week's been well, everybody. So we're going to dive into that in a second. But first, as I was just mentioning, I did a uncorking review of this Aaron 10, which will be the review that comes out tomorrow. Basically on the heels of a conversation that we had during the live stream on Tasty Tuesday Happy Hour, which folks were talking a bit about the online Scotch Whiskey Awards that Ralphie and Aquavite and some others did, and I didn't catch it over the weekend. It was actually it showed on my birthday, so I wasn't able to sit down and watch it. I was busy doing some other fun things. But from what I understand, based on the Chat Tuesday, there were some reviewer awards and then People's Choice kind of awards. And what I heard is that this was the whiskey that the reviewers chose as the consensus number one pick of their single malt of the year. So, lucky for me, I was able to go find a bottle today at a local Binny's Beverage Depot here in Chicago and have been enjoying it for a little while now. I won't give too much away other than to say it's good. It's better than I expected it to be. And to be honest, I'm really impressed. This is a 10-year-old whiskey. So that's an interesting development. I was happy that I could find one. I wasn't sure if it was going to actually be around, but here we are. Okay. So not to bury the lead anymore, I got a box here and I got a knife to open it with. And since the man of the hour is here, thank you again, Donner, for having this box of samples find its way to me. I am going to get this open now, and I'm sure we will pour at least one of these tonight. But let's take a look and see what is in the box. Oh, wow, nice. And you did get the box that I sent you, no? I believe you said something like that over email, but I just wanted to make sure. All right. Ooh, 5 samples. Thank you, sir. So the first one we got here is, oh boy, Old Malt Cask Ben Rinnis, 23 years old, 58.4%. For refill bourbon hogshead. Oh boy. Oh man. Happy birthday to me. All right. Got another one here. Oh, nice. The Anna Cutter. Okay, great. This is one that I have not had the chance to try. And I know this is one of the peated whiskeys of theirs. I have had the peat heart, but this is one I haven't. So I'm looking forward to trying this. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Might have to try that one tonight. All right. Excellent wrapping job you did on these, sir. And here we got a Old Particular Daluin, 12-year-old, 57.6% sherry butt. All right. I was actually just sipping a Daluin earlier yesterday, 10-year-old, but this will be the oldest one I've had, and it looks damn good. Independent bottling too. Thank you, sir. What's next? Oh my. Hepburn's Choice, 14-year-old behind, is it Highland Park? Oh, teaspoon of, oh, it's a Craigellachie. Behind the Highlander. Okay. Refill sherry, 51.7. All right. Craigellachie. I'm into it. Awesome. This one I've definitely not had. In fact, I was on a live stream earlier tonight with Greg's Whiskey Guide, who was talking about Craigellachie. He was having a birthday stream. Funny enough, it was his birthday just this past yesterday, actually. So he was doing a live stream today. I was able to jump on it because I was not working, and he was having a Craigellachie 13 on his way to a Craigellachie 23. So we were chatting a little bit about them, and this will be a really fun one to try. So thank you for that, sir. Oh boy, what else do we got in here? Jeez, you are a generous man, sir. And last but not least, oh, nice. Glenkeith, 28-year-old refilled bourbon barrel, 56.9%. This is also from Old Malt Cask, K&L pick. Oh, man. All right. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Donner Pass. Very, very cool. I appreciate you sending these over my way. I will enjoy them all. I'm sure I will pour one or two of them tonight. Maybe we'll see how this goes. I have to finish up this Aaron 10 first, which I have to say is quite a delight. I was not that I was skeptical. I actually quite like. What is that? I quite like Aaron, but this one, you know, I didn't even think about purchasing. But everybody's been like, "Oh my God, it's all the rage!" So I went and got one, and so far so good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out which one of these to try tonight. This will be fun. Those are great. Thank you again, Donner Pass. Yeah, I appreciate that, bud. Very cool. Cheers, James. Good to see you. Daniel's in the house. East Texas. What's up, man? How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Peter White, Ontario. How's it going, Peter? Good to see you. Yeah, we got 10 folks in, which is cool. Awesome. Yeah, so I'd be curious, has anybody else had the Aaron 10? Oh, yeah. You should do that. Try that Lafroig 16. Yeah, I'd be curious what you think about that one. I'm not sure if I wrote it on there. So I know it's 48%. I know I would have included that. So that was an Amazon, a UK Amazon, not in the US, UK Amazon exclusive that came out a couple years ago. I know that you're starting to see, I think, newer batches of that around here in the States, but it's all first fill bourbon. So that's kind of the thing about that one, all first fill. So I'm not sure what you're going to think about it, as it's, you know, a little different than some of the other Lafroigs, but I'll definitely be curious to hear what your thoughts are on that. But yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Anything in your glass tonight? Anyway, this this Aaron 10. I'd be curious if anybody's had this. As I was saying in the beginning, apparently this was the top, the reviewer pick for Scotch Malt Whiskey of the Year on the Ralphie and Aquavitae online Scotch Whiskey Awards, which was, as I mentioned, I did not get to see, and I've still not been able to watch the playback of, but I'm planning on doing it. But we had a good discussion about it on Tuesday on the live stream, and so I grabbed a bottle today. And I'm really, really enjoying it. This is one of the better 10-year-old whiskeys I think I've ever had. For this range, it's a little pricey, but really quality stuff. Fruity. It's got this nice kind of biscuit characteristic to it. A lot of complexity for a 10-year-old. It is 46%. It's non-chill filtered. It's natural color. All that good stuff. Paul's got some in his glass right now. Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll be curious what you think about it, man. Haven't seen this one up in Canada, in Ontario at least, huh? Got it. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I have just a couple samples of that left, and so, you know, I wanted to definitely share it with folks who I know will enjoy a nice Lafroig. So I hope you enjoy that, sir. Right. Says this smells great. Ordered my first lore. Oh, you pre-ordered the Buna. Okay, that's so great. Yeah, the lore is awesome. I know from like when it came out to replace the 18, you know, those first batches of the lore were supposedly magical, but I still think it's really, really good. I have a couple of them that I've just kind of been sitting on for a while. I haven't done a review of the lore yet, but I've definitely had a bottle or two of it. It's really, really good. I think for a non-age statement whiskey, that's one of those exceptions to the rule, I think, in terms of, you know, if you're going to be a stickler about age statements, the lore is just really, really good stuff. You'll enjoy that. And that Buna 12. So yeah, we were talking about that a little bit on Tuesday too. So Bunahaven is releasing a 12-year-old cast strength, which, oh man, I think you can pre-order it still on, I think you can pre-order it on Whiskey World. Which I nearly did the other day, but then I ended up on another site and purchased a couple other things, which I have coming my way, including the new Highland Park 15. I grabbed that. I grabbed the Glenmorangie new Barrel Reserve, the 13-year-old cognac finish, and the Glenlivet 12 illicit still. So I ended up getting those, but that Buna is high on my list of things I'm going to have to get my hands on. You got some of the Aaron 10 in the glass too. That's awesome. I find it hard to believe no few YouTubers that the Aaron 10 is not making it to the top. Yeah. I was surprised. I mean, I'll have my review will drop tomorrow and you can check it out. I kind of like go in it. It was just an uncorking review. So it was just first impressions. But it's good. I mean, it's around $55, $60, which is a little bit on the pricey side for a 10-year-old, you know, but 46% non-chill natural good. It's ex-bourbon, ex-sherry, tasty stuff. Most of the UK have been at Aaron 10 since before lockdown. Very, very nice. Chris beaming his signal from south of Chicago, fellow Illini. What's up, Chris? Never had anything from Aaron. Yeah, you know, so there's a couple that are now starting to show up a lot more here in the States, which I would recommend you try. They recently went through a rebrand and they now look like this. They used to have a much more kind of, I don't know, colorful and honestly just not really aesthetically appealing presentation in the past. I think they did this rebrand last year, but so they're from the Isle of Arran. It's the only distillery there. What you can find here, there's two non-age statement ones that I would really look out for. One is called the Bodega, which is I think it's around 50% ABV. It's kind of just like a fully sherried Aaron. The other is called the Bothy, which is a quarter cask. It almost tastes heavily peated. It's really, really good. And then this 10, of course. Keep your eyes out for this one too. So there should be a couple, and if you have local stores, or if you're ever up in Chicago, Binny's has a bunch of these, all really, really good. About to be something in the glass. I think I'll pour some Laphroaig sherry to warm up the palate for the Carchus PX. There you go. Oh, you haven't done the PX Carchus yet? Oh boy. Well, I'm going to be interested to hear what you think about it. I like it. Peter White just got his hands on the Farkless 185th anniversary. Very cool. Awesome, man. Yeah, I don't know if somebody mentioned that on Tuesday. I saw something online when I was snooping around looking at stuff yesterday, and I think I saw that one. Be curious to hear about it. 2 bottles at 58 Canadian, very affordable in Montreal. And then you're talking about the Aaron 10. That's a good price. Yeah. Good stuff. I haven't seen the 18. That one I have not come across. I have the 21, the new 21. But I've not seen the 18-year-old. It's just dark. It's just a dark sherried whiskey. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, all right. Nice. Glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, right. It's such a heavy bourbon flavor on that. I was really surprised. As that bottle oxidized, I ended up liking it even more. But yeah, good stuff. Definitely a good one. New Aaron 18 is so good for the price. I'll have to keep an eye out for that, says Peter White. Aaron 18. I'm just going to take a look and see if I even see it around here in good old Wine Searcher. Yeah, God, the old bottles of that look so awful. Yeah, about $1.30. Looks like they have it at K&L. They have it at looks like around $140, $150 for the 18. Good to know. Oh, wow, that is really dark. I have to keep an eye out for that. That looks good. Excellent, man. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. All right. But anyways, like I mentioned, Patreons, you already got this in your email box, but the uncorking review of the Aaron 10. Yes, I'm capitalizing on all the talk. Maybe a bunch of people will watch it and leave me comments. But also, the conversation we had Tuesday just had me like, wow, really? I got to go find this. I got excited about it. And yeah, so I'll be curious to hear what folks think about it. Did you ask him to send you the odd store pick or two in return? Oh, I'm talking to Daniel. Okay. So I think I'm going to do at least 2 of these samples that Donner Pass sent over. And if you just joined, our good friend Donner Pass Whiskey has generously sent me 5 whiskey samples. We have a Old Malt Cask Ben Rennes 23. We have an Old Malt Cask Glenkeith 28. Old Particular Daluin 12 Sherry. We have a Hepburn's Choice Craig Ellicky Refill Sherry. And the Annock Cutter. So I think I'm going to do the Annock Cutter for sure, but I want to do another one before that. And I think what I'm going to try here, well, I don't know. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Should we do the 12-year-old Daluin, the Glenkeith 28, the Craig Ellicky, or the Ben Rennes 23? Whichever one. I'll take anybody's opinion on that. Why not? Maybe Donner Pass has some opinions on it. He says the Ben Rennes is a deep, rich flavor one. Second, if you have it. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, I was thinking maybe the Cutter second, but maybe I'll hold off on the Ben Rennes. So we'll do either let's do the Daluin. We have the Daluin or the 28-year-old Glenkeith. Glenkeith, is that a lowland whiskey? I can't even remember if I've had Glenkeith before. Owned by Chivas, it's a space cider. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do it. All right. I'm going to do the Enoch Cutter first. So this is probably one of the few that you can get in the US that's peated from Enoch. I was able to get batch 2 of the Enoch Peat Heart, which is one that is only available overseas for some reason. They have a couple other peated, like different peated versions. But this Cutter is one of them. I know that it's Cutter, and then there's another one called, I can't keep a track of all the names. So these are NAS, but this is non-chill filtered. It's natural color. It's 46%. So great presentation in that front. Said you tried the Craigellachie earlier. Not this one. No. Greg's Whiskey Guide was drinking some Craigellachie's. Maybe I'll do the Cutter, and then we'll do the. Actually, you know what? I think you're right. Let's do the Craigellachie first. We'll do the Craigellachie, then the Cutter, and then then we'll do the Dalhuin if I'm still upright. Yeah, let's check this out. So this is the Hepburn's Choice. It's a 14-year-old Craigellachie refill sherry at 51.7, non-chill filtered natural color. Behind the Highland Teaspoon, it looks like it says, is like the branding name of this particular one. So we're going to check this out. Let me know in the chat if folks have, what do you think about Craigellachie in general? I have had the Craigellachie 13, and I have had the 17. I have not had the 23 or the exceptional cask by any stretch. But I've heard nothing but great things about those older ones. I like the 13. I find that the whiskey it's got this kind of old school flavor, kind of older presentation. Like it's not overly sweet. It's got a nice kind of bitter sour note, really kind of nice barley note. And, some character, kind of like Enoch, kind of like, what's the other one? Glencadam, not like incredibly overly sweet and super accessible. They have a little bit of foostiness to them. But this one here we got is a 14-year-old Craigellachie at 51.7. It's ex-sherry, natural color. The suburbs are in the house of Atlanta. It's our good friend, IC86. What's up, man? Thirsty Thursday. What's going to Los Angeles? It's Cohen. How you doing, buddy? Mongrels. Love it, man. Good to see you, bud. I was just sipping some Aaron 10. Since we last saw each other, I went out and procured a bottle to see what the hype was all about. I'm dropping a uncorking review of it tomorrow. Okay, so right away on the nose here of the Craigellachie, it is very much consistent with the style. Spicy. It's got a little bit of this kind of earthy Dunnage Warehouse mustiness to it. Ooh. Grape. Wow. Maybe some like kind of nutmeg kind of spice like that. This is more on the spicy, savory side for sure. Again, something I really enjoy about Craigellachie. It's not just heavily sweetened. And even with the sherry butt on this. This is, as I said, this is refill sherry. So that's third fill, basically. 51.7 from Hepburn's Choice. Ooh. It's got some foostiness for sure. All right. Yeah, this is definitely more on the savory. Herbal side. Hello, Winston. Come on up. Come on. All right. You're not going to jump up. I'll have to pick you. Winston, what do you think about the Craigellachie? No. So far, he's never liked a whiskey that I've put in front of him. One of these days. God, there's a little bit of like a Not sure exactly what I want to say. The word is escaping me. It's a little bit like not gasoline, but I think you know what I'm saying. It's got that kind of that fuel quality to it. What's up, dude? Okay, come on up. All right. Yeah, this is a refill, so this is at least third. Been used 3 times. What do you think? Yeah. Anyway, here we go. Hepburn's Choice, Craig Ellicky, 14 years old, 51.7. Thank you again, Donner Pass, for the sample. Oh, wow. Again, really nice. What are you doing? Make choices. There's a nice, sorry, y'all. I got totally distracted on that. Let me go back in here for a second. Herbal, spicy. It's got a grassy quality to it. It's got some honey. And then you get a nice spicy hit. Again, it's got that kind of earthy funkness to it a bit. Very much in the Craig Ellicky style. That spice quality, the wood quality to this. Interesting development on this. The sweetness really comes back as it goes into the finish, which is pretty long. Vanilla, slightly vanilla, a little bit of like apricot orange maybe. That's a good one. The nose is I can tell you, and this is one of the things I like about Craig Ellicky, and Glencadam is like this to some degree. Springbank just has that foostiness, that kind of musty Dunnage warehouse quality. I do not know if Craig Ellicky uses Dunnage warehouses or not, but the nose is unmistakable on that. There's a barley comes through really nice. This would turn away, I think, a lot of whiskey novices. It's just too. It's going to be maybe either off-putting or just inaccessible. But as you go on the journey, I feel like Craig Ellicky is one of those you try after a good year of tasting some of the other single malts. Just really spice, savory, herbal. But the sweet balances it, and it's not overly sweet. I love the balance going on here. This is a good one, Donner. Thank you. I think the nose is probably a little tight, a little intense. But man, when you get this on the palate, it's a nice ride. Quality stuff. And again, you're not getting the casks are not the star of the show here. Like, this is a spirit-driven whiskey. And I think that's what I really like about it. I like the fact that they used refill sherry on this. That's, basically third fill. And then you have, it's 14 years old. So it's not incredibly old whiskey. It's really allowing just the distillate of Craig Ellicky to shine. And I really like it. All right, I'm going to put a little water on this. Let me know in the chat. What do folks think about Craig Ellicky? Is the way I'm describing it similar to how you'd say it? What do you guys think about their whiskey? Has anybody had the 13 or the 17, the 23, hell, the 33? I'd love to get my hands on that. Oh, there's a nice white chocolate thing on the back end of this too. Yep, Winston is in the house. Yeah, he doesn't like the whiskey either. Yeah, they don't. This Craig Galicki was one of the bunch of the Teaspoon Tariff Busters KR and I bought last year. Oh, okay. Yeah, savory and a lot of finish. I agree. Yay, Daniel. Yeah, this is the Hepburn's Choice. So it's independent bottling, 14-year-old Craig Galicki refill sherry butt, 51.7. So this is a single cask, I would assume. I think Hepburn's Choice is a single cask. I mean, that's a refill sherry. So this is third filled sherry butt. I mean, but boy, I mean, obviously, and it's a butt too, so it's huge. I mean, you can tell the sherry influence is ever so slight on the color here. I mean, if you can see it at all. Cohen says I bought some River Antoine Estate rum from Granada yesterday. Also got the Hampton Overproof. Oh, yeah, the Hampton Overproof. That one is intense. What is this from? You ordered it from Grenada, or it's just a grenadine? A rum from Grenada that you bought. I'm not sure if I've heard of that one before. Yeah. Me too. It's a teaspooned cask Canal. Brought it last year. Casting second fill. Second fill. Oh. I read that wrong. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the 13, I feel like you have to try at one point in time, like it's kind of one of those, again, when you're kind of moving into a more, your palate is expanding. It's a good one to go to. Yeah, I don't know if it's a repeat buy. I love the 17. I had a really, really nice tasting. I think Telex and I might have done that one at some point. Well, this is quite delicious. This is really one of those distilleries I want to try more, or really just explore independent bottling stuff like this. I really like this style. It's the casks seem to be complementing the spirit a bit, and again the bitterness, the herbal, the kind of foostiness, whatever the hell that means, seems like the right word. Really appeals to my palate these days. Yeah, the 23, those are tough, man. I mean, those are like $500 some or something like that. I mean, that just seems, 350. I mean, yeah, damn. I'd love to get my hands on it, but that's a lot. So there's a Total Wine in Sacramento that is selling it for $259. Will they ship to you? That's the best price I've ever seen on that. Mission Wine and Spirits in Los Angeles has it for $270. Those aren't horrible prices for that, but boy, that's you're lucky to get your hands on it. There's a place that sells it, and they're in Florida, but I don't think they'll ship to me. Let me just see. They have it for $269. Interesting. Let me just take a quick peek here. Would they ship it to Chicago? And no. Damn it. It was a good price. All right. Ooh, I just got a notification from my favorite liquor store. I have an order in transit. It's going to be arriving Saturday. Glenlivet 12 illicit still. Highland Park 15 years old. 15 years old Viking Heart. We'll see what's going on with that. I couldn't resist. and the new Barrel Reserve, second release in the Barrel Reserve series from Glenmorangie. It's the 13-year-old cognac cask. So last year's was that Malaga cask, which, if folks remember, I was just a huge, huge fan of. Yeah, whoa. Damn, Daniel. That's a good price. Daniel found it for $240. The Craig Alecky 23. Anyways, this is a damn good whiskey. I love the character of this. It's not your typical space cider. I like what they're doing. Tasty stuff. Thank you for this sample, Donner Pass. Let me catch up on the chat here. I tried a couple samples of the 23, and much has been $240 on something else over the Craig Alecky 23, says Daniel H. New York City is in the house. Jack the Pickled Hound. Come on, man. The 13 can't be beat at 50. Great daily sipper. That's fair. Rob's in the house. What's up, Rob? You know, I Spurgeon opened the 17 and was a bit disappointed. I preferred the 13. Oh, okay. Has it had a chance to open up a little bit? Their style is a little bit, it could be a bit tight. Be curious if you've revisited that one at all. Yeah. I'm looking forward to trying it. I haven't had it yet. Troopers in the house. What's up, man? Are you on land, or are you out somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico? What are you doing on a Thursday? Oh, the illicit still one livid I've been really curious about pulling the trigger on. Yeah, I finally did. I overpaid for it a little bit from where I bought it from, because today I was at Binny's and they had it for $50. I was like, damn. I paid a little more than that, but yeah, I'm going to open that one first. I won't be doing a live stream this Tuesday, but on the next Tuesday, I'll probably open that one. We'll check it out. I'm really curious about it too. Glenlivet is not a distillery that I have purchased much stuff from. I loved the 18 when it was 43%, but since then they've dropped it to 40, and I've heard nothing but bad things about it since then, so I haven't went back for it. Rivers is from Grenada. It's an unaged made from fresh cane juice. Oh, okay. So it's like an agricole. Funky and estery, not okay. Interesting. Glenlivet brought out the legal still 12 for Christmas, 50%. I wonder if it's just marketing the same. So this one's 48. Huh. I didn't know about that. Curious about this. I'll see it everywhere recently. I haven't tried it either. Yeah, I'm going to check it out. But it never quite did it for you, huh? Okay, that's good to know. Oh, nice, man. That sounds awesome. Cohen is the man when it comes to rum. A lot of spirits. I'm not gonna pigeonhole you, bro, but you know what's up with rum. That's awesome. All right. So yeah, we got 15 folks, man. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you wouldn't mind taking a second and smashing that thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Also, if you're for some reason not subscribed, I don't know how you would have got the notification, but feel free to subscribe. I am dropping a uncorking Aaron 10 review tomorrow to piggyback off all the excitement, and I had to go out and buy one. So I'll be sharing my full thoughts on that one with everybody tomorrow. Spoiler alert, it's good. Cost is a little gnarly, but it's good. I don't know how Craig Alecky gets that style, but the same thing of that kind of bitter spiciness that you get. Maybe it's just the casks they use. That bitter spiciness you get in the 13 is here and dialed up even more in this independent bottling, and I absolutely love it. Thank you, Donner Pass. That was delicious. All right. So many choices here, bro. Okay, the next thing I'm actually going to check out is going to be the Anok cutter, because I just have to. I've been waiting to try this for a long time. So this is a non-age statement Anok release. It's peated. Anok does peated and non-peated stuff. This one is 46% non-chill filtered natural color. So bing, bing, bing. I'm a big fan of Anok. Haven't had this one, so glad to get the opportunity to try it. The Anok 24 was my whiskey of the year last year, and it's probably should be my whiskey of the year this year too, or every year for that matter, until it becomes too pricey. It's that good. I really, really recommend people buy it. Also the 18. The 18 is awesome, but the Anok 24 is something special, and it's stupidly priced still. There's a lot of places in the U.S. you can get it under $200, and it's a 24-year-old, 46% non-chill filter, natural color, beautiful whiskey. Here we got a peated Anok. I'm very stoked about this. I'm expecting a nice, fresh, mineral, intense whiskey. Oh. Oh, interesting. Okay. I don't know. They never say. You know, Lafroig is just so bad with that stuff. With the color. There are a couple whiskeys of theirs that I've seen that they actually say it's non-chill filtered, or they say barrier filtered only, which is basically non-chill filtered. That is the 10-year-old cask strength and the triple wood. The rest of them, they don't say anything, man. It's they're really just fucking bad with that, and they don't need to be. But so yeah, I would assume no. I would assume it's fake colored. No, it's not going to be my whiskey of the year, unless it opens up and gets even more amazing. It's very good. So what prompted me running out and going shopping and buying this, among a couple other delicious things, actually, including another bottle of the Benry Accept Decim. The reviewers did their submissions, and then there was this was part of the online Scotch whiskey review or whiskey awards that Ralphie and Aquavite did on Saturday. And the reviewers' pick for whiskey, their whiskey of the year single malt, was this Aaron 10. And the viewers, I think the Aaron 10 was like 4th or 5th on their list. It was Springbank 12 cask strength. So I had to go, I actually did not go out today seeking it. I went to get a bottle of Armagnac, and I was actually looking for a 200 ml bottle of Glenlivet 12, the regular, so I could do a comparison video between the illicit still and that, but I couldn't find one. But of course, if you go to the liquor store looking for one thing, you're going to come home with an Aaron 10 and a Septim Decim and a bottle of Armagnac, and they didn't have any. I didn't want to buy an entire bottle of Glenlivet 12 because I just know I'm not going to want to drink it, even though they had it at Binny's on sale. It was like $35. I was just like, no. So I won't be doing a comparison unless I can find a small sample of the Glenlivet 12 somewhere. Somebody's got to have it on a shelf somewhere, right? Jesus. They had Glenfiddichs, little bottles of Glenfiddich. They had little bottles of Glenmorangies, but unfortunately, no Glenlivet 12. So I came across the Aaron 10, and I was like, oh shit, there it is. So I grabbed it and recorded an uncorking video today. It'll drop tomorrow morning. My overall vibe on it is I get it. I get the hype. It's an excitingly good whiskey for a 10-year-old. I'm surprised by that. is not going to be my whiskey of the year, though. I have 3 whiskeys that I've reviewed this year that are kind of fighting for that spot. I think I know what the number 1 is going to be. We're going to find out. We'll see if it changes between now and then, but I've been feeling locked in on this one for a little while now. Craig Elke uses worm tubes, less copper contact, that allows a high sulfurous and meaty spirit. James Morgan, thank you. That is the information I wanted. And now I know. My man, thank you for sharing that with everybody. First sip, much better than the sherry cast. So you're doing the Carchis. I agree. I liked it better than the Tim Sherry. I'll be interested to see where you go with it. Personally, I think the new Carchis PX is the best Carchis since the Fino in 2018. I just got a 2017 Aaron 10, mostly bourbon matured. Okay. I don't know if they changed the maturation when they did the rebottling. I know this one is ex-bourbon, ex-sherry. I had to find that out online. Unfortunately, despite how much great information Aaron gives you, again, their presentation is stellar. Winston, I need you to get off the keyboard. Bro, come here. High praise for them. I mean, they're just very clear, non-chill filtered, natural color right there in front of you. They do not, it's the one thing they don't do, and a lot of distillers don't do this for that matter, and that's really freaking annoying, is they don't tell you what the maturation is. I actually had to look it up. It's good stuff, though. Quality presentation, all that shit, so it's good. Chill out, cat. Anyways, yeah. I'll be interested to see where you land up with that one, man. Swami's in the house. What's up, man? Yeah, man bun. It's man bun day. Good to see you. I can get the Bothy cast drink cheaper than the 110. Really? Shit. That's surprising. Bothy was like, I think $10 more when I bought it. And she had a thick beard too. Oh, with the grays in your hair and the kitten, you remind me of my grandma. Did your grandmother have good taste in whiskey? Because if she did, it wouldn't be me, because I have a horrible taste. Good to see you, Swami, man. How's your week going? You drinking the PX now? Yeah, man. So here's the cutter, Anok cutter. Again, Anok 18 and Anok 24 are like must-buys in my opinion. This one, nice and fresh, clean peat. It's smoky. It's got that kind of dense mineral note to it that you get out of some Anoks. A lot of vanilla. If I was going to compare this to an Isla, this is kind of more in the Kalila, Kilhoman, Mocker Bay range. It smells nice. Lemon lime. Winston. Oh, man. Oh, there's a nice butterscotch sweetness to this too, man. This is great. How much does a bottle of the cutter run you, Donner Pass? And again, thank you for this sample, man. I appreciate you sending this to me. I've been wanting to try this for a long time. Oh, that's good. Again, nice, clean, sweet citrus peat. Get some butterscotch, some vanilla. I'm assuming this is like an ex-bourbon cask, probably. It's nice. Let's give it a taste. It's lunch. Light, lighter than I expected. Vanilla butterscotch, kind of sweet. You get a nice hit of the peat. And again, it's much more of that effervescence than it is like pepper, which is pretty good. Finish is medium. Almonds. You know, this is I kind of want to do a quick comparison with the Peat Heart. Winston, do you mind? Oh, come here, pal. Let me see if I can find that. Yeah, here it is. I'm just going to do a little side by side with the Annock Peat Heart, just to do a little point of comparison between this and the Cutter. So this is the Peat Heart. This is batch 2 of the Peat Heart. Also, 46%, 40 ppms, whatever. Non-chill filtered natural color, so similar. Just curious to see. So this one, unfortunately, you can only really get in the UK. I'm wondering if the Cutter is kind of like the US release of basically the same thing here. Yeah, you know, they don't tell you what it's aged in. I think it's all bourbon. Okay. So here we got the Annock Cutter. Here we got the Annock Peat Heart. I mean, can you even tell the Peat Heart is maybe just, I mean, it's indistinguishable. All right, let's go in here. This one's a little bit denser. Good to know. Okay. Yeah, thank you for sending me this sample, man. That independent bottled Craig Elke was awesome. We're going to do at least one more of these that you sent me, so thank you. The Peat Heart, fruitier. A little bit bolder in the flavor on the nose. Let's give it a taste. Okay. I don't think these are the same. The Peat Heart is a bit it's a bit richer, more barrel influence, and the more on the barbecue savory side. Let me go back in with the Cutter. Yeah, I was just curious. Maybe these were, so it's like a US version of the same thing. The Cutter smells a little bit younger. I know both of them are NAS, but boy, they are very similar. Very similar. I think the Peat Heart has just a bit, I don't know if it's age, because they're both about the same in their finish. I think it's a bit more barrel driven. I can't tell the difference between the peat levels. I know that the Annock Peat Heart says it's 40 ppm. I don't know. You know, whether or not you can actually taste that is a whole different thing. Both are quite good. I think I'd lean towards the Peat Heart here, but both are definitely like above average. And this Cutter, I like how kind of fresh and fragrant, and it's a really nice. It's like I said, it reminds me kind of a Kalila. It's really in that wheelhouse. The citrus, the kind of barley note. It's kind of effervescent. It's a little bit lighter. Anybody had this before? Yeah, boy. I think the Peat Heart just, for my palate, edges it out a little bit, but both of these are above average for me. If I was going to score them, this Peat Heart's like a 3.5. I think the Cutter's like 3.25, maybe 3. Maybe it's right there at the 3.5. I'm not sure. It just has this nice, sprightly kind of tone, and then you get this bourbon cask influence on the finish that's just really nice. Vanilla, cinnamon, chocolate, that kind of thing. Good stuff. And again, a distillery that I love. Let me catch up in the chat a bit here. I'm sorry, I've been falling a little bit behind. We got 16 folks in, so awesome. Very cool. Gary's here, Northern California. What's up, man? Yeah, I'll do a little bit of a recap of some of these samples. I unboxed a package from Donner Pass Whisky tonight. Higher ppm, yeah. And that Cutter has been gone for a while in the UK, Eric. I haven't seen it listed anywhere that I roam. Anywhere I roam. All right. Anything about the Gordon MacPhail 20-year-old Longmorn? K&L song. Daniel's sipping the Lafroig PX. It's only going to get better. Let us know when you open that kill home, and I'd be interested in hearing about that at Donner Pass. Grant, he likes your tasting notes on the PX. Raskin, that's the other one that I think is peated. That's another one of those NAS peated ones, I think. Yeah. 60 Hertz is in the house. What's up, buddy? Ryu, what's good, man? Where are you joining us from? The Flouter. Yeah. The Flouter was a winner for me. Very similar, original to the Chochuk. Okay. Good to know. So you're in the States then. Good to have you in, man. Thanks for stopping through. James Morgan says the peated Annock of late, the peat and the Rodan, and some Peat Heart batch too. And New Zealand? Awesome. Not in the States then. Unless there's a state NZ that I'm forgetting. That would be embarrassing. Well, welcome, man. Thanks for joining. Especially joining us from across the ocean. We have James Morgan on the other side of the continent. He is coming from London. So cool to have both of you guys here. And I had a few of these that are travel retail 1 liter bottles. Okay. Whiskey World has NOC 24 in stock. 4 bottle orders, 20 bottles shipping, 150. Oh, geez, yeah. Buy that without hesitation. Definitely. It's awesome. It was my whiskey of the year last year. And to be honest, like I said, I'm surprised it, I don't want to do the same whiskey twice, but man, that stuff is so good. So enjoy the Cutter. Thank you for the sample of this. Again, Donner Pass. So just for folks who are just joining, we unboxed a box from California from our friend Donner Pass Whiskey. We did a Hepburn's Choice Craig Ellicky 14-year-old 51.7% refill sherry. We have done the Annock Cutter. And there are a couple more here. We have an old malt cask Ben Rennis 23, 58.4. We have an old particular Daluin 12, 57.6. And another old malt cask Glenkeith 28 refill bourbon, 56.9 K&L pick. So some great samples shared with me from our good friend Donner Pass Whiskey. Again, I thank you very much for those, sir. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this Annock and then think about what's going to be next, because I think there's going to be a next for sure. And we're about to hit that hour mark, so it's early. Maybe we'll marathon it tonight. It's only 7:30 Central Time, so it's early here in Chicago. Famous last words. Next time I look up, it's going to be like 10:30. think I missed a couple of chats back. I'm just going to go back and make sure I've not missed anything. Bro, this is honey and toffee gingerbread, almost a strawberry peat. The smoke finishes with grilled peaches and maritime notes. You're talking about the PX cask. Okay. Kilhoman PX I was saving for Christmas. Maybe Christmas will come early. There you go. This is the most not overly sweet PX. Dude, seriously, I felt the same way. Cohen says, will you stop Telex from buying Mad Whiskey that you have to drink and review intervention? Are you talking about the Glen Grants? So if you are, I'm guilty of the Glen Grant 18. I bought that in Philadelphia. So the Philly Whiskey Society, which I was part of, got a really sweet deal. Winston, why are you trying to get up in the whiskey shelf? We got a deal on those for like $100, and so I bought one. But yeah, I won't be buying another. It was okay. But all right. Okay, I think I'm good. I think I'm caught up here. Winston wants a Lagavulin. Winston, what are you doing? God, fucker. All right. Can you stop that? Jesus, man, I'm sorry. Stop it. Get down. Fucker. Dude's about to get the squirt gun if he does that again. I got these strategically placed around the house for a reason. Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Scratch that Lagavulin up some more. You're going to get this thing in your fucking shot in your face. He's a kitten. What can you do? Daniel's going to crack the Hazelburn 9 Barolo cask next. That's something I got to hear about. I have seen that many times and avoided it. Just because the price was crazy. Like I came over a 10-year-old Long Row Red Malbec today, $160, man. I just couldn't do it. I don't know if y'all can tell me if I made a mistake and should have bought that, but I was like, fuck, dude, I can't be buying that shit. $160 for the 10-year-old Malbec Long Row. Just seems like too much. As much as I want it. I love those Long Row Reds, but I'm thinking Oloroso as well. The other is port. Oh, the the Atma. I have one of those, the port one. Yeah, Telex and I got a bottle of that. Yeah, man. This is how he is, dude. He runs his mouth. Signatory Cast Drink Buna 11 First Fill Sherry is coming up. Dude, you're going to have to compare that to the 12-year-old cast drink that they're releasing. I know you mentioned you ordered a bottle. That'll be interesting to hear. Pass quick on non-Sherry Macallan, definitely. God, yeah. I mean, I remember when I first had they have those two 12-year-olds. There's the Sherry Oak and the Twin Oak. What are you doing? Man, the Twin Oak I thought was just really, really bad. Both of them were both overpriced, but compared to the Sherry Oak, it wasn't even a question. The Sherry Oak was still pretty good. I really like the Hazelburn 10. Bought it for around $95, I think, with some other things. The Hazelburn, okay. Colin, appreciate your insight. Trooper says he's paid $132 for the Long Row 13. Yeah, that makes about sense to me. But $160, I mean, the Malbec is really hard to get. And when I saw it in the wild, my instinct was to buy it, but fuck, dude, $160 for it, I just can't do it. I have the that Chilean Cabernet Sauvignon, which is I think the one you're talking about. I think I paid right around like 120, something like that. I also have a there's another one, a Pinot Noir, like 11 or something like that. But I've always wanted the Long Row Malbec, but not for $160. Just seemed like too much. It smells like Campbelltown, he says. That's good. All right, finish the Pete Hart. Finish up the cutter here. That's good. I'm on board with this cutter. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find him. Winston, seriously, dude. Why are you clawing up? Why are you trying to get up in the whiskey shelf? Freak show. I paid $115 for the Cab Franc Canadian and the $130 for the Chilean. Yeah, that makes sense. Would you throw down 160 USD? What would that be? Like 190 Canadian for the for a 10-year-old Malbec? I'm not sure I would. Expect the distillery bottling to be more integrated at 12%. Yeah. It's 12% lower ABV. Okay. Yeah. At Mount Muser, you'll forget about the 40 extra and enjoy having the Malbec. I know, man. I know. I saw that price tag and I was like, God damn. It just seemed too much. I don't know if it's better. Like, I don't know, or how good it is for that matter. I've not actually seen a lot of reviews on the 10 Malbec. But it just seemed a little much. But you're right. I mean, you are definitely right. Yeah. So he sees it in New York. You're in New York City proper, right? You see the cutter on the shelf for 70 there. That's good. Peter Woods is not paying that. I'm feeling a little cheap tonight, drinking a new Dewar's 8-year-old Caribbean rum cask. It's undeniably easy drinking, though, at only 35 Canadian. Dewar's has a rum cask, huh? Interesting. I am not sure I've had even knew that before. The last rum cask that I had, I'm not even sure. I had that Springbank 15 rum. I had one that was a little bit more economically priced. I just can't remember what the hell it was. There was some other rum cask whiskey. God, my memory is shot. I can't remember what the hell it was. Rum cask. It wasn't the Ardbeg. Hi, Winston. Yeah. What's up, man? I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was the Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve. That was the one that I had. He's loving the 9-year-old Barolo. Okay, you're downstate, 50 miles from New York. Okay, so you're what? You're more towards the PA border? Jersey? I saw that. I haven't had that one, unfortunately. I wish I could get my hands on it. Right? Dewar's has a new Mizunara cask? Really? No. I'm opening up some bottles. It seems so far. I just can't. So they can sit a while. Yeah, man, it's all good. So you don't think I'm cheap? Oh, nobody thinks that. Though I have opened my second bottle of the Compass Box Flaming Hard. It's one of the best bottles you've ever opened. That's awesome. Oh yeah, man. No, nobody's saying that. I like to buy inexpensive bottles too. Keeps you honest. It keeps you your feet on the ground, so to speak. And sometimes you find gems. Seriously, I mean, an example of that for me is the Naked Grouse. Really cheap whiskey. I think it's like $25. All first fill sherry, blended malt, delicious stuff. Oh man, this guy. I'll send you my address, Peter White. That sounds great. Yeah, are those yours? Are those all your Springers? Dude, I get it. I could, I was in Philly for a while, and I definitely found some good spots in Jersey. Yeah. Although, boy, that one's got pricey. I mean, I remember when that was like $65. It's like 85 now. I don't know if it's worth it at that price. Our big drum. Rum is not, the rum finished whiskeys are not one that I've been, at least on the Scotch side, I've been super enamored with for the most part. The Springbank, there's that Springbank 15, but that, the Glenlivet one I didn't really care for. I'll be curious what how that Dewar's is. And there was like an age statement on it, right? You said 8 years old? Wow, that's a great price. Was able to try Compass Box M3 and said it was fantastic. Springer's the only one he has. That's true. I mean, but they seem to have been going up for a while too, though. I mean, like, there was the tariffs and all that too. But yeah, so it's going to get too gnarly, man. To hold off buying on stuff for a while. Okay, I'm going to down the rest of this cutter. I like it. Thank you, Donner. Good stuff. All right. Let me just get things arranged here a little bit. Knock away. And there's a really nice, creamy, kind of vanilla almond note to these peated anox that I just really, really enjoy. Good stuff. Okay. I think I'm going to, before I do another one of these samples, I need something a little bit lower ABV, something I can chill on for a minute. Let me see there. Let's see. Which way are we going to go? Actually, I think I'm going to do this. I was recently gifted a sample bottle of Daluin 10. This will be the way it'll go. 43%. Good stuff. It'll set us up for the next whiskey, that's for sure. And we got 15 folks in, which is awesome, man. Great to see everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I know Daniel and Gary and Peter are sipping and Rob's sipping. Anybody else in the chat got anything in their glass that I missed? Be curious to hear what y'all are drinking on tonight on a thirsty Thursday. Did you think Greg was right to praise the Glenmoe X as a standalone malt? I think I gave it a 3. And that's just because I thought it was average, which means it's solid. The reason that I think the Glenmorangie X is decent is because it's good for blending as it's designed. Even at 40%, I found it stands up really well in a cocktail, and I think it's primarily because it's a little spicier than the 10. But it's hard to compare to the Glenmorangie 10, which is what he was doing, because here in the United States, Glenmorangie 10 is 43%, whereas over in the UK it's 40. So it's very difficult to do a comparison between the two. That said, as a standalone malt, it depends on the price. I always go back to price on these things. For me, when I can buy a bottle of the Glenmorangie X, sometimes anywhere from $28 to $35, yeah, it's not bad at all. It's a well-crafted whiskey. Even at 40%, I feel like it punches above its weight for that. It's just nothing special. I mean, you're not going to get any. I think he was enjoying it quite a bit, and that's awesome. I might have been a little bit less excited by it, but again, it's not bad stuff. I just wouldn't spend. I would just be cautious how much you spend on it. If you see it for the same, in that 40 USD range, no. But here in the States, where you're finding it for less than 30 for a single malt, that's really a nice blend. It's nice for not a blend. It's nice for mixing in a cocktail. Plus, it's not bad as a standalone sipper. I think they did a good job with it. So, keep that in mind. The main challenge here in the States is that the Glenmorangie 10, which I think is softer and more well-rounded, so I don't think it's quite as good in a cocktail. I think that the spice that you get out of the X is better for a cocktail. But what I'm saying is that here in the States, you can get the Glenmorangie 10 for it's 43%. And sometimes you can find it for $35. So pick your poison, right? I bought a couple of the bottles of the X mostly because the price was so good. And if I'm going to buy X, if the choice is between the Glenmorangie X or Famous Grouse or Dewar's White Label, I'll pay an extra couple bucks for the X. It's just that much better. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely enjoy it by itself. It's got way more character than some of those blends you would use for mixing, but be cautious in comparison to the price of some of those other ones, because I think the Glenmorangie 10 is equally as good. And in the States, in the US, you're getting 3% more ABV. You got to go to the 10. Also have a Tipperary Bushmill 17-year-old rum cask. Shit. Wish there were some independent Balvenie casks. Distillery bottling of the good stuffs are steep. Yes. I totally agree. I don't think I've ever seen one. I don't think I've ever seen an independent bottling of Balvenie. Even like that boutique whiskey company who seems to put out, a healthy amount of independent bottlings of distilleries that I don't see stuff from frequently. I don't think I've ever seen one. I've never seen an independent bottling of Lagavulin. I've never seen a Kilchoman, but Kilchoman's pretty young in terms of its time on the scene. I don't think I've seen an indie Lagavulin. I've never seen an indie Balvenie. What other ones haven't I seen independent bottlings of? And those are the two that come to mind of like the big names. I've never come across any. Let me just think. Are there any other ones come to mind? Like the big name distilleries that are out there. Another one that I don't think I've ever seen an independent bottling of is Oban. I don't think I've seen an independent Oban before. But yeah, I'm with you. I like Balvenie a lot. I think Balvenie is in my top 5 distilleries. They're pricey, man. They're really pricey. Even their younger core range stuff is pricey. I mean, I saw today when I was at Binny's, the double wood was on sale for $60. I was like, fuck. That's a lot, man. $60. I'm not going to pay that for that. Although I just paid the equivalent for a 10-year-old Aaron. So listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Pour in some Hazelburn, he says. He's moving forward. Oh, shit. I got to cut to the front of the line, man. Rob Klomstra, thank you so much, dude.
$13.99. Cheers for the super chat, man. Appreciate that so very much. Thank you, Rob. Super cool of you, man. And it's great to see you, by the way. It's been a while. It was awesome to see you on Tuesday. Glad to have you back, man. Always great. You make every stream better, brother. Cheers. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Fucking God. We all need to move to Los Angeles. Mio's in the house.
Or is it Miho? You can let me know how you want me to pronounce that. I want to make sure I get it right for you. Has anybody tried the Glenturret 10 Peat Smoked? No, I have not. Anybody else in the house after that one? Oh, Daniel says I've not tried it, but I have several single class Glenturrets.
They're all fantastic. All mine are peated.
Great to know.
Great to know. Cato. Another SoCal in the house. What's up? Santa Barbara. Good to see you. Gift boxes for 28. I wouldn't buy the X. Yeah, I mean, it's at 43%, man. I think the X is worth trying. See if you find somebody who's bought it. It is worth trying. I think you might find it a little bit interesting, but oh, man. Daniel, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Cheers, brother. Appreciate the super chat, man. That's very cool of you. Thank you. Thank you very, very much, both of y'all, for the support, man. That's super cool. Cato's got an Indy Balvenie, of course, from K&L. And it's a teaspoon whiskey. We were just having a teaspoon Craig Ellicky 14 earlier. That's so cool. And I'll tell you, man, those Southern California folks would be spoiled on the scotch. You got Mission, you got Remedy, you got K&L, you got High Times. Third Base used to be kind of good, but they seem to have not be getting nearly the barrel picks they used to. That's awesome, man. What was that independent bottle? Do you remember? I'd be really curious to hear about it. I know they've been done. I've never seen them on SMWS or Lagavulin. Macallan I've seen, yeah. Balvenie is very user-friendly and has to be shipped in from Alberta, Ontario. It's the worst pricing for Balvenie in the world. Missed out on that one. We'll have to keep aware in case they get another cask. Yeah, for sure. James Morgan would recommend the Benromic Peat Smoke Sherry Cask matured 46%, a lot cheaper. Ooh. I love Benromic. I think Benromic might be the whiskey I have the most bottles of other than Lafroig or Ardbeg. Love no. Lafroig, Ardbeg, and Glenmorangie are the ones I have the most of. Then probably Benromic, followed by maybe Highland Park or Springbank. Tough to say. Malt Music Whiskey. Now Music can go get that super sucker from Winston. Dude, he's gonna need it, man. I might need to solicit some more dollars from now on and get a fire hose.
Who's crazy? 60 hertz. I haven't had the sherry cask, but my last Benromic Peat Smoke was a little flat. 11-year-old.
Grangestone at Total Wine is all Balvenie sort of stuff. Really? I remember seeing them a lot when I would go to Total Wine in Jersey, and I was like, well, I didn't know anything about it.
It's Balvenie sourced, and y'all know what's up. Not as good as the high ABVs. Maybe John McCrae, 1991-24 Hepburn's Choice at K&L Single Barrel Teaspoon Balvenie.
Okay. That sounds good. What do you need, man?
Punk ass. That sounds really good.
Oh, yeah, man. I love Benromic. I have a hell of a Benromic collection. I have the 10. I have the 10 Imperial Proof, the 15, the 21, the Chateau, whatever, the organic. one of the cask strengths. I have a single cask, and then I have the 2006 peat smoke.
I love Ben Romick. They're a poor man's Springbank in certain ways to me because of that dunnage warehouse now.
Oh, look who's back. Oh, man, dude. You really need to get off the keyboard because you're going to turn off my live stream by accident. We don't want that. I'm trying to hang out. Just get comfortable and chill, dude. What do you need? I fed you already.
Anyway, sorry. Not getting any tag notes on this, but there's a slight dry finish. You're talking about the Barolo. Okay.
Good to know. One sec, y'all. All right.
Oh, we got 17 folks in, man. That's awesome. My first Ben Romick peat smoke was the 2006, and it was bonkers. Made Lechag seem pedestrian. Oh, shit. I haven't opened it yet. That's good to know. It's really good to know. Sweet feeling selection going quick test before my first comment. Okay. Awesome.
All right, y'all. So this Daluin has went down not enough. But
Donner Pass Whisky, my good friend on the other side of the continent of North America, has sent me an incredible selection of single malt Scotch whiskey samples. We have done the Craig Ellicky, Hepburn's Choice 14, and the Anna Cutter. So here's what we have up next, and I'll take a vote on which way we go with this. So if folks want to share in the chat if they even care what I drink, let me know. We have Glenkeith 28, Daluin 12. These are all independent bottlings, and Ben Rinnes 23. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. I'm not sure which one to pour, so I'm going to follow y'all's lead on this. And once I get a couple folks have something to say about it, then that's what I'll do. What time is it? Oh, we're at an hour and a half already. Wow, great.
Again, it's Glenkeith 28, Daluin 12, and Ben Rinnes 23. These are all cask strength independent bottlings. And I see some folks jumping in. Miho with the Ben Rinnes, Cohen Ben Rinnes, Gary Ben Rinnes, Peter White, Daluin, Donner Pass Ben Rinnes. Very shared Christmas. All right, Ben Rinnes it is. Here we go. Let me get this in. I got to let this breathe a little bit. This is a old malt cask, Ben Rinnes, 23-year-old refilled bourbon hogshead. There's only 89 bottles, possibly recharred, he says. Non-chill filtered, natural color, 58.4%. Down it goes. We will let this get some oxygen and chill for a few minutes. We got 19 folks in. Awesome, man. Great to see everybody tonight. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Good to have a Thursday stream going. I will not be around for my normal Tuesday, Tasty Tuesday thing on this Tuesday. I have to go get some dental surgery done, which is not going to be fun. So I'll be out of commission for a little bit, but I will be back the week after. So good to get some time in with everybody tonight. I'll agree. I have never had a Glenkeith. Ben Rinnes, because I've never had one. Okay. The people have spoke and they didn't. Cohen. My man, Cohen. The world's a better place with you in it, brother. Colin was dropping it, man, dropping some serious knowledge about his opinions about the whole online Scotch Whiskey Awards on Tuesday. Oh man, I was geeking out. That was funny.
Oh, dude, too damn funny. Colin. If you get the peat version of those at 60 hertz, I take a shot. I think their cask management's on point lately. Okay. You want to have the Glenkeith on a clean palate. It's delicate and pretty. It takes a lot of time. Okay, good to know. Yeah, nah, tonight's not the night for that. That sounds delicious. Colin. Yeah. You know, I had a Springbank 9 on Tuesday during the happy hour. I had a Springbank 9 Gaja Barolo cask, which was shared with me by Greg's Whiskey Guide when I went over to his place in Paris. He gave me that to go home with, but I do have a Napogue Castle Barolo cask, 12-year-old, which I've not opened yet. And Napogue Castle, if you've had the 14 or you watched my review of the 14, you know how much I love that one. I'll have to check that out one of these days. I give the awards the same credit as Whiskey Advocate now. What was Whiskey Advocate's Whiskey of the Year last year? I gotta see. Whiskey Advocate Larceny Barrel Proof was named the 2020 Whiskey of the Year, and it was batch B520. Huh. So here's their. Now you got me looking at this. So let's see what okay. Okay. I'm sorry to go off on a tangent here, but we need to kill some time before I can get into this. Here's Whiskey Advocate's top 20 whiskeys of 2020. Number 1, Larceny Barrel Proof. Number 2, Knob Creek 12. Come on. Number 3, Benriach 12. Is it the Smoky 12? Yeah, Smoky 12. Okay, I liked the Smoky 10. Number 4, Bully Blenders Select. Looks like some type of 50% cat. I don't know about that. Number 5 was the Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Okay. Number 6, Ardbeg 5 Wee Beastie. Number 7, Elijah Craig Rye. Number 8, Kilbeggan Single Pot Still Irish. Number 9, Compass Box Peat Monster. Number 10, Aberfeldy 18 French wine cask. Okay, that's a whiskey I'd love to get my hand on. Number 11 was the Ball Blair 15. 12, Old Overholt Bottled and Bond Rye. Number 13, Glenmorangie Cadwell Estate. I don't know about that. Drumshanbo Single Pot Still Irish was number 14. 15, Teeling Single Pot Still. 16, the Macallan 15 Double Cask. Are you serious? 17, Balcones Lineage. 18, Chattanooga Straight Rye Malts. I don't know what to say about that. Number 19 was the EY Mars EY 45. All right. And number 10, the M&H Classic, which used to be called Milk and Honey, the Israeli whiskey. I'm a little skeptical about. I mean, I'm looking at just their top 5. Larceny Barrel Proof as number 1. Knob Creek 12 as number 2. No. This is the Whiskey Advocate 2020 top 20 whiskeys. Number 3 was Benriach 12-year-old Smoky 12. Blender Select Bully Bourbon number 4, and Wild Turkey Rare Breed number 5. I don't know about all that. I mean, 2020, like, come on. There are definitely some whiskeys that came out last year.
I mean, they weren't even have to be whiskeys that came out last year, clearly. That are better than this. Yeah, I don't know. It's very bourbon heavy. All right, whatever. I'm not inspired by that. I mean, look, the Larceny Barrel Proof isn't bad, but come on. Best whiskey of the year over the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B520, which is the best batch they've probably done in 4 or 5 years, that doesn't even make their top 20. Give me a break. I'll call bullshit on that. But whatever, they're all Heaven Hill. Who knows? Dude, it's okay. There's nothing interesting about it. Look, I think the 9-year-old single barrel is better than that 12 for sure. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Mo Muser, I can't wait to see your take on the RN10. It's been so hyped up. Yeah, you know, I ran out and got a bottle. It's an uncorking review, so it's just my preliminary thoughts. You will be seeing that. It'll drop tomorrow morning. I'm not going to say that I think it was the best whiskey that out of the choices that the reviewers had to choose for their whiskey of the year. But it's good. Agreed. Go ahead and say it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Who's the other guy? Because we talked about this the other day. Whiskey Bible guy, the sexual harasser. What were his top whiskey of the year? Was the Glen Grant 18 or some shit like that, and the Alberta Premium Cask Strength. This dude is. So his bourbon was looks like his best whiskeys of 2020 was the Alberta Premium Cask Strength #1. Stag Junior. It looks, I don't know what batch it is. Number 2. The Paul John Methuna 3. Single cask of the year was the Glen Grant 1956. His scotches of the year, Glen Grant 15 batch strength first edition. His Scotch single malt of the year was the Glen Grant 15. Yeah. His blend of the year, Ballantines 30. His single grain of the year, Cambus 1979. His vatted was Compass Box Spice Tree. His non-age statement, Glenrothes Chronicles. His Scotch 10 years and under multiple cask is the Octomore 10.3. Scotch 16 to 21-year-olds not going to. I mean, his stuff is better than, as much as I'm not going to endorse this guy. His picks were a little better than our friends over at Whiskey Advocate. Middleton Barry Crockett Legacy was his Irish of the year. I mean, these are his bourbon of the year, Stag Junior Barrel Proof. I don't know. His rye of the year was Thomas Handy Sazerac BTAC. Canadian whiskey of the year was Alberta Premium Cask Strength. Second finest Canadian Club Chronicles 42. His European whiskey of the year was the Puna Ora Italian single malt. Can't say I know anything about that one. Japanese was the Nika Yoichi apple brandy wood finish. I guarantee that's not a good idea. That does not sound right. Anyways, I mean, he did better than Whiskey Advocate, so whatever. Pouring my favorite sherry bomb ever, the Highland Park 12 First Fill European Oak Hogsheads K&L pick. God, I wish I had 3 of these. That sounds amazing. Daniel's digging his Altmore right now. All right. The OSWA top picks were as questionable as the Whiskey Advocate list. People's choice were good, but the reviewers' selection were crazy. Whiskey Advocate is pay-to-play rag. Got a free subscription a couple years ago because I spent too much at Total Wine. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, says Donner Pass. Calling him out, man. Bringing him to the mat. I like it. That's good. Where is Top Chef Whiskey to rip this list as well? Yeah. Mike and Dustin. Yeah, they would. Yeah. I'm sure there's a Lagavulin that Mike would put above all of that. Okay. Let me go get a quick water refill, y'all. Hang tight, and then I'm going to we'll get into this Ben Rennes. So be right back. All right. Sorry about the brief intermission, y'all. Okay. I got more water. I'm ready for action. We got Ben Rennes. This is a from Old Malt Cask. First refill bourbon, 89 bottles, 58.4 non-chill natural. This is courtesy, again. Yeah, I did the Quig Shuffle. The good old Quig Shuffle. Too funny, man. So this is courtesy of Donner Pass Whisky. Again, thank you so much for this generous box of samples. This is my first ever Ben Rennes, as funny as that may sound. Here we go. This is a 23-year-old whiskey, and it had 58%. I have high hopes. Ooh. Wow. It has like this almost brandy-like quality to it. There's a ton of cinnamon spice. Wow. Dark fruit notes. This is all bourbon cask. Dark brown sugar. There's cinnamon. It smells rich and deep and complex. One more time, this is Ben Rennes. It is an old malt cask selection. Refill bourbon hogshead. 58.4%, possibly recharred, non-chill filtered natural. It has a really nice spice to it. And we're talking kind of your traditional baking spices, your cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice kind of combination. Brown sugar, though, a ton of it. It also has a little bit of a, like an oak, like a charred oak note, which is giving it some backbone and some spice. Gingerbread. All in all, this is leaning more on the spicy side of things, savory side. There is a bit of sweetness, though, that's coming through, and it's apple. Ooh, cherry. Maybe there's like a hint of cherry or raspberry in this. I don't know, but it's definitely playing second fiddle. Oh boy, I'm excited to try this cilantro. Mmm. Whoa. That's different. Whoa. This is delicious. So it arrives in a very heavy mouth coating bourbon, bourbon cask oiliness, vanilla, toffee, soft kind of spices, brown sugar. Then you get a nice spice hit. It's not like cinnamon candy. It's more like dried, ground cinnamon. But right after that, before it goes into the finish, you get this surge of like, again, I was alluding to like on the nose, some slight brandy qualities, like a brandied cherry. Or, yeah, like a brandied cherry grape. And you just get this surge of it right after the spice hit. And then it goes into this finish and it's very harmonious, kind of bourbon cask and these fruit notes just kind of playing around together. The finish is medium long. Wow. I'm getting hints of almond, graham, like white chocolate even. Wow. I have to do another neat sip of this. Wow, what a nose. The spice and the sweet is just so nice here. A little hot. There it is. Right after you swallow, right before the finish starts, you get this surge of this. Yeah, again, apple cinnamon, this kind of grape, slightly brandied cherry note. Wow. Okay. This is my first ever Ben Rennes. I'm impressed. Obviously at what the fuck is it? 58%. Even at 23 years at 50%, this is coming in a little hot, y'all. So I'm gonna tone this boy down a little bit. I'm gonna do like 6 drops of water. And the longest. Look at that. It's perfect size for a water bottle. I'm gonna put a bunch of water on this. God, gingerbread, cinnamon, clove. It almost has like the nose almost has a grain whiskey quality to it. It's that cereal grain is that forward on this. You could almost mistake this for a grain whiskey off the nose, not on the palate, but on the nose. Again, a lot of dark fruit here. A lot of it. Plum, raisin. It's a little bit dry fruit. It's a little bit fresh fruit. And this is all bourbon cask. Keep that in mind. Wow, interesting stuff, man. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, herbal, God. This surge of flavor you get right after you swallow is, I've never had anything quite like it in a whiskey like this. It has a little bit of a brandy quality to it, but now with the water, it's more herbal and kind of grassy. Very unique. All the bourbon cask notes in this are a little bit accented with this dark grape, brandy, cherry kind of quality to it. That's just not something I've ever really picked up in a single malt before. Oh, wow. Finish is still going. God damn. It's a nice vanilla. There's a little bit of a cinnamon. There's something else. Some type of fruit, like fig. Like a fig Newton. You ever had a fig Newton cookie? A little bit of that sticking around. This is legit. This is a different whiskey, man. This is different. And in a good way. This is a lot of fun. Again, Donner Pass Whiskey, thank you for this generous sample. What an interesting whiskey. That's the color. This is a fun one. Wow, is that rich? God damn. Okay. I've really enjoyed, I think the two standouts here so far have been, of course, the Craig Ellachie and the Ben Rinnes. This Ben Rinnes, though, is something different. This is very unique. And I don't think it's just because of the cask. There's something about the malt that they use here and the way that they do their malt that's bringing out just some incredibly interesting flavors that I just quite frankly don't get that much on a whiskey like this. I mean, this is a new experience. This one's a new experience. Wow. God, I'm even getting like a melon, like a slight melon note. This finish is still going. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the winner. I mean, I think this one even edges out the Craig Ellachie, which I really liked. I mean, this is it's a simultaneously very like engaging and complex whiskey, but it's also kind of relaxed. Like I could almost see this as an after meal type whiskey because of these stewed fruits, these dark fruit notes that seem to like be accenting the bourbon cask, traditional bourbon notes on this. Really interesting. And a great spice backbone on this to boot. Donner Pass. What say you, man? I mean, this is serious. This is a seriously interesting bottle, man. Huh. Wow. As you go along in your journey it seems as though you have less and less of those moments of like being kind of taken aback by a whiskey. I mean, I remember, whatever you want to call them, malt moments. I had a bunch of those, early in the journey. When you think about, the first time I had an Ugadal, for example, things like that. The first time I had the Glendronach 18 Allardyce. I mean, this is one of those whiskeys that's really kind of just changed. It's really just been different. It's been one of those wow moments. I'm really impressed. Great nose. And it keeps changing too. I could nose this all night. It's just a wonderful nose. Okay. Let me catch up on the chat a little bit here. I know I've been kind of waxing faux poetically. I've seen a lot of indie Ben Rinnes actually, but never bought one because I've never having tried it before. Yeah, I would. Serge, Flora and Fauna, 4 stars, right? Not totally randomly. Last time I tried this expression was around 2000. Definitely think it's recharge with all that darkness. Okay. I just picked up a signatory Ben Nevis. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah, seriously. Donner Pass coming through, man. These are fun. It's a woman's whiskey. Interesting. You love it too. Did you see Muser's hair? Too real, man. Too real. Interesting. Okay. Anyone tried the Stranachi 10 source from Ben Rinnes? No. I look at K&L for some cheap bitters. Ben Rinnes. Like, yeah, do it, dude. Do it. Definitely. This is an interesting whiskey. All right. I'm going to probably let that one sit for a second. And then I'm going to find myself a little nightcap. What's it going to be? Whew, how am I going to top that? I actually don't think I'm going to top that. What I think I'm going to do is obliterate my palate with a whiskey that some folks have been drinking on earlier this evening. That being the Lafroig. Oh, where is it? There it is. Because I can't seem to keep my hands off this bottle. Carchis Pedro Jimenez casks, 2021. As you can see, I've put a heroic dent in this. I think I'm going to pour myself a bit of this. Just to shoot my palate into oblivion. Unclear if that is a real color or not. James Chang's question about that, I have not even heard of it. I'm wondering maybe somebody else in the chat might have. Looking at you, maybe Donner Pass. Not sure. Is that an AD Rhetoric? Maybe. It is. That's what to follow you do it. Yeah. So I know Daniel and Donner were both sipping on this tonight. So it is that one. Okay. I noticed one thing about this Carchis that's a little bit interesting, and this seems to be a trend with them, is that they've been putting quarter casks into a lot of their stuff. In this one, I feel like it doesn't take away much. Sometimes I feel like you're getting way too much of that wood note from the quarter cask, and it kind of can take away from the other stuff. In this, I feel like it's working great. God, that's good. I highly recommend this one. I don't know if it's going to be in my top 5 whiskeys of the year. Maybe, maybe not. I did do an uncorking live stream review of this. I might do a full review eventually, but it is bottled at 58.9%. And yeah, we don't know. I mean, they don't tell you if it's it's ex-bourbon quarter cask, and then finished in European oak hogsheads that originally contained a PX. It does not say anything about non-chill filtration or natural color, which is just so goddamn annoying with Lefroy. Why color a whiskey when you're going to present it in a green bottle? Haven't they learned anything? Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about it. But whatever. First fill American ex-bourbon. Second is American oak ex-bourbon quarter cask. And finally finished in European oak hogsheads originally containing PX. Non-age statement. Who knows about color? Who knows about chill filtration? It is cask strength. Maybe they don't chill filter it, but it would be nice if they just wrote it on here. That's all. Is it too much to ask Lefroy? Oh, so sweet. It's slightly meaty. It's honey notes, red fruit notes. It's just damn good. Yeah, well, I don't know if there's a science to the whole thing, but ideally, yeah. The peat and the sherry combined torches my palate. Well, I'm right there with you. I think this is the best one they've put out in 2 years. The Fino in 2018, I think, was the only one that was the best since this. The triple wood cask strength I felt was a little bit of a disappointment for me. I know a lot of people disagree on that. The port and red wine cask I didn't feel was all that great. It was a little bit cloying. It was a little bit overdone. This one, though, especially because the PX has always been just a 48% travel exclusive, to get your hands on this one, I think it's worth it. Even at the $90 price, I think this beats out the 10 Sherry Oak that they released this year. So if you have the choice between the two, I know you want to go for the age statement, but I'll tell you, I think this Cartridge PX beats it. Excellent, man. Yes, it definitely can. It definitely can. Do it. Oh, cool. That would be cool to check out. All right, folks. I am going to sip away on this and get myself some dinner. It's been great hanging out. Before folks sign off, if you have yet to subscribe, I would love it if you did. I will be dropping my Aaron 10 uncorking review tomorrow. Feel free to smash that thumbs up on your way out too. This was a lot of fun. I do want to just again thank our good friend and Patreon supporter, Donner Pass Whisky, for the generous samples. I got through 3 of the 5, so I'll have the opportunity to try a couple of those other ones, probably on a live stream soon. And I won't be on this Tuesday, but I'll catch you all on the next one. And again, I want to also shout out Rob Konstra and Daniel for the super chats. I appreciate the birthday love, the live stream love. That was very cool of you guys. With that, I'll catch you guys all next time. Everybody stay safe, be well. It's lunch.